Al-Ahsa, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Al-Hofuf is the major urban city in the Al-Ahsa Oasis in the eastern province of Saudi Arabia. It is also known for being one of the largest date producers in the world and for its old souks and palaces. Al-Ahsa, locally pronounced Al-Az, is the largest governorate in Saudi Arabia's eastern province, named after the Al-Ahsa Oasis. The name Al-Ahsa is also given to the biggest city in the governorate, Hofuf. In classical Arabic, Asa means the sound of water underground. It has one of the largest oases in the world with world-renowned date palms. The oases of Al-Hasa and Al Ain, in the UAE, on the border with Oman, are the most important in the Arabian Peninsula. The oasis is located about 60 miles inland from the Persian Gulf. All urban areas are located in the traditional oasis of Al-Hasa. In addition to the oasis, the county also includes the giant empty quarter desert, making it the largest governorate in Saudi Arabia in terms of area. Al-Ahsa is part of the region known historically for its high skill in tailoring, especially in making bisht, a traditional men's cloak. Al-Ahsa tourist destination. Al-Hasa Oasis. Al-Az, also known as Al-Az or Hajar, is a traditional oasis historical region in eastern Saudi Arabia whose name is used by the Al-Ahsa Governorate, which makes up much of that country's eastern province. The oasis is located about 60 kilometers inland from the coast of the Persian Gulf. With an area of around 85.4 square kilometers, Al-Ahsa Oasis is the largest oasis in the world. There are more than 2.5 million palm trees including date palms in the oasis, which is fed from a huge underground aquifer and irrigated by the flow of more than 280 artesian springs, which allows agriculture all year round in a region that is otherwise sand desert. Al-Qarah Mountain. Al-Qarah Mountain or Jabal al-Qarah, also known as Al-Shaban Mountain, located between At-Tuwaythir village and Al-Qarah village in Al-Ahsa at the eastern province, Saudi Arabia. This mountain counts as one of the most important natural sites in Al-Ahsa and registered in the UNESCO World Heritage Centers list at 2018. After the inclusion of Al-Ahsa Oasis, it's 15 km away of Al-Hofuf east. The mountain has caves, and some of them, such as Al-Nashab Cave, has moderate steady temperature throughout the year. This is one of the most beautiful sightseeing to see in Saudi Arabia. If you are visiting eastern Saudi Arabia, you should definitely visit Al-Qarah in Hofuf. You will see very nice caves and mountains. The people of the Filipino community in Saudi Arabia call Al-Nashab Cave by the name Judah Cave, because they believe it is the cave that Judas Iscariot committed suicide at it, but the source of this belief is unknown. And how this community came with it. Ibrahim Palace. Qasr Ibrahim is a historical castle and fort that is located in the north of Al-Qod neighborhood, Hofuf, Al-Ahsa, Eastern Province, Saudi Arabia. Besides, it is called the Dome Palace, Al-Qod Palace, or Ibrahim Castle. Ibrahim Palace is the main architectural heritage from the Ottoman period of Al-Hofuf that was a Turkish military barracks. After that, the palace was taken and seized by King Abdulaziz Al Saud in April 13, 1913. The palace was constructed with a mosque that has a dome in 1555. During the next century, the palace was enlarged into a Qatli, prison, and Turkish bath. In 2019, the Saudi Commission for Tourism and National Heritage has announced that the procedures of renovation of all parts of the palace have finished. This restoration process included rebuilding the fallen parts, painting the buildings, and preparing a main square for the tourism activities and festivals. Jowatha Mosque. Jowatha Mosque, also incorrectly spelled Al-Jawan, is located in the Jowatha, about 12 kilometers northeast of Hofuf, Al-Ahsa, Saudi Arabia. It was the earliest known mosque built in eastern Arabia, and most of the original structure is in ruins. Nevertheless, the site is still used for prayer. Beautiful tranquil location outside the old city of Hofuf, which is where Bani Abdul Qays established the first Jummah Salah outside Medina. Most people are not known about historic value of this masjid. This masjid playing significant value in Islamic historic place in kingdom. Joatha Masjid is second masjid to hold Friday Jummah after Masjid an-Nabawi. one of the oldest mosques in the area. In fact, the history of this mosque goes back to more than 1,400 years ago. That makes this place a unique and a must-see place for those who love the history. Many renovations were made for this mosque over the past years, which made it a very beautiful place, and I highly recommend visiting it when you come to Al-Ahsa area. Al-Qaisariya Market. Al-Qaisariya Market is located in the center of Al-Hofuf, on the western side of Al-Rafah district and directly opened onto a wide street that runs through the city center from the north to the south. The oldest description of the market was provided by the English traveler William Belgrave, who visited the city of Al-Hofuf in 1852. Also, the market was damaged due to a massive fire that broke out on Thursday, October 18, 2001. This fire destroyed 80% of the market. Rectangular building consisting of one floor 80 times 160 m, and considered as is the oldest model for the authentic Arab market. The internal market layout is on the grid form, and it includes 422 shops on adjacent rows on both sides of the covered corridors. The facade of the western side of the market is preceded by a long arcade that opens on the main street through a long row of semicircular contracts resting on rectangular columns. The current market has 14 entries distributed across the 3 market fronts. These entries lead to covered corridors that cross the market. The width of these corridors ranges between 2.5 and 3.5 m, while the main entrances to the market are in its western facade. They exhibit the traditional Arabs' clothes, including men's cloaks embroidered with gold thread, types of gowns and head covers, hijabs, traditional handicrafts and heritage collectibles, aromatic products and medicinal plants, kinds of grains, coffee and all food. Roman theater, Uqair. Traveled from El Khobar, approximate 85 km to Uqair region for day out. First visited fort and palace at the historical port, then to the beach and pier area. We were surprised to see a road sign to Roman theater, so went to discover and explore. The site is still under construction, but gives lovely views across the coastline, and hopefully when finished will be a great venue with water in the moat and toilet or refreshments on site. Glad we visited while in the area. No petrol stations, cafes, shops in the area, and nearest toilet facilities we found were at the beach, so take these into account when visiting the area. Uqair Beach. It is a bizarre place that makes it attractive in itself. Kilometers of beach with some facilities built some time ago. 4-lane road with extensive lighting leads to parking lots at the beach where you gave barbecue places and several playgrounds for the kids. The only thing, within 2 hours there, I haven't seen anybody else. I was completely alone, and it felt like a ghost place. In certain areas, there are signs that swimming is not allowed as it is a dangerous area. At others, it seemed to be okay. Lifeguards, not at all. But shallow waters, so it shouldn't be dangerous, even for kids. Al-Uqair Historical Port. Uqair was the first seaport in the Arabian Gulf, and is located in Al-Ahsa Governorate on the east coast of Saudi Arabia. It is an archaeological site that connects with many adjacent historic features in the area. When the kingdom was established, Uqair was its economic gateway, and the main port through which to access the east and the middle of the country. Its historic position was strengthened due to the political agreements established during the reign of King Abdulaziz. There are old buildings such as the Governorate Center, Customs Building, and the mosque. Uqair is an ancient fort of Islamic origin, located in the eastern province, Saudi Arabia. It is the first seaport in the Arabian Gulf. It is alternatively spelled Al-Uqair, Weqar, and Uqair, all Latin transliterations of the same Arabic word. It has been linked by some to the ancient city of Gera mentioned in Greek and Roman sources. The site was also the location of the conference at which the Uqair Protocol of 1922 was issued, which helped to establish the borders of modern Saudi Arabia. The fort sits about 70 kilometers northeast of the fertile oasis of Al-Hasa on the east coast of the Arabian Gulf. At the ancient locale are the remains of a large fort that now marks the site of the same name. The current structure that exists is of unknown origin. It is not absolutely clear who built the fort that measures roughly 150 feet 50 meters on each side, which consists of a stone rampart topped with mud brick. Despite the lack of conclusively identifying its original builders, Uqair stands in quiet aura as a testimony to a mysterious and diverse cultural landscape that flourished in its proximity. Hanging Bridge. The cable car and bridges project will strengthen domestic tourism in Al-Ahsa. It will attract visitors from inside and outside the kingdom. The cable car would cover wide areas of the Al-Ahsa agricultural oasis. The project would be particularly attractive for adventure-seeking young men and provide a recreation area for residents of the area. There's a new theme park under construction in Al-Ahsa metropolitan area called the King Abdullah of Adventures. The park is not yet officially open, but they are allowing the public to conduct daytime visits and explore the park. We were on our way to Land of Civilizations when we noticed this park along the highway. You wouldn't miss it when you pass by because you will notice the long hanging bridges and the cable cars that are not yet operational. The park is situated on a hillside where there you have great views of the mountains, dates plantation, and neighboring town. King Abdullah Environmental Park. King Abdullah Environmental Park is located in Al-Hofuf. Our Al-Hofuf attractions planner makes visiting King Abdullah Environmental Park and other Al-Hofuf attractions simple and helps you make a travel plan personal to you. Very good place also has the fountain show here, and the timings are 8 in the evening. After every 30 minutes or 1 hour they start the water show. Muhaires Castle. Muhaires Castle located in Al-Ahsa Governorate, at the eastern region of Saudi Arabia. The castle was built by Al-Imam Saad bin Abdulaziz. On the top of a hill at 1208 Hijri for military purposes. So it's a small military castle consist of round towers with rooms. The weapons, supplies and ammunition were stored there. This castle was there during the battle between Al-Imam forces and Zayd bin Uqair forces, and expelling them from the north of Al-Mubaraz and the northern villages. Amazing palace, people will love the traditional and old historic places to visit this place. There is palace and garden with mini cafe and stores. For more videos updates, please don't forget to click like, comment and subscribe. And please on the notification bell icon, so that you will be updated for new videos upload. Special thanks to my one and only Mahal, JKBC channel, Team Harmony and Caribbean of Premieres. Once again, this is your cheeper Ni Hao, saying thank you and God bless.